Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt.
Andrew McCART, IFL TV, in association with MTK Global. Got to say, it's unusual for me not to interview boxers, but an MMA star, a reality TV star, Aaron Chalmers. How's things?
Yes, I'm very well, mate. How are you?
I'm very, very well. Well, you're here to support Harlem Eubank. Can you just break down your history and how you know Harlem and talk about the fight itself against Darko?
I've trained with Harlem in the past. Obviously, I've done bits with them, and it's just I've just come down to support. Obviously, people that I've trained with, I always try and support them, and it's going to be a tough fight. It's his hardest test to date, but I think he's going to be too much for him. He's a tremendous athlete, Harlem. You've just got to look at him. And yeah, I think he's just going to be far too much.
I mean, it is a tough fight. Two undefeated fighters as well. You've been a fighter yourself. How tough is it, and how much anxiety does a fighter hold when he's got that zero to protect, and it's two undefeated fighters going against two young undefeated fighters going against each other? How much anxiety do you think these fighters feel right now?
Well, especially for the boxers, because obviously in the boxing world, if you lose, it's 10 steps back. In the MMA world, it's not so bad. A lot of MMA fighters have got losses. In the boxing world, I think it's a lot worse. So yeah, that'll be playing on both their minds. No one wants to lose. Obviously, my first loss was awful. Mine was in front of my hometown crowd. You know what I mean? So it's not nice. Hopefully, they can just put that at the back of their mind and let the boxing do the talking. But yeah, it'll definitely be playing a part in their mind games.
Because we're a boxing channel, can you just break down your sort of history and who is Aaron Chalmers? People might know you from Geordie Shaw, people might know you from Bellator, but can you just give us a little insight on what you've done so far?
So I used to be, I was a scaffolder on the oil rigs. I got plucked to do a TV programme called Geordie Shaw, and then I've had 7 MMA fights on Bellator.
5-2?
5-2, yeah.
That's not a bad record, is it?
It's not bad. I took my first fight on 7 weeks notice, so it's all right. But it could be better. It could be 7-0, but it's not.
To be honest, you don't look like you've been in many wars, because you've still got. There's maybe a broken nose there I can see.
The nose is a bit wonky. I've already had a nose job, so that was a waste of $4,000. But the kids that have beat us have been wrestlers, jiu-jitsu. So they've tapped us out. They haven't smashed us to pieces. So yeah, still got the looks, I think.
Well, that's the thing. Are you more of a stand-up guy then? Because I think what my next question is going to be is about boxing, but are you more of a stand-up guy rather than the wrestling and jiu-jitsu side of things?
I'll be honest, like when it comes to the wrestling and jiu-jitsu, I'm 33 now, and I always said if it becomes a chore going to training, like the jiu-jitsu and stuff, then it's not for me. And after my last loss, going to the wrestling in the jiu-jitsu, it was a chore. It's not something I was enjoying. So it was kind of like, it was going to a job that you hated. I'm standing looking at the clock, so I just thought, there's got to be other options, and I know there's big companies out there, like for K1, for boxing, and I'm still 33. I haven't got many miles on the clock when it comes to fighting, so I think I've got a good couple of years in us to choose another path, so we'll see what comes.
Well, I'm going to have to ask you, you've trained with Harlem Eubank, you've been in that gym around guys like Mick Collin and Josh Kelly and stuff like that. You got any inklings on putting some 8-ounce gloves on? I don't know what weight class you're going to be. Maybe 10-ounce gloves on.
10s, yeah.
You would definitely be 10s.
I mean, I'm saying 8s. We used to fight in 4s, but yeah, I would be 10s. But
have you got any ideas of coming over?
Never say never. Never say never. I mean, I don't think I'll be fighting MMA. Well, I don't know. Everything's up in the air at the moment with the COVID, but I've been training. My weight's down. I've been grafting my arse off the last eight weeks, so I'm just going to keep taking over as I am, and then whatever comes up, we'll assess the situation and we'll go for it.
Because I've been on your Instagram, I've seen that you've been hitting the bag with the gloves on and stuff like that, with the suspension bands and stuff like that. So
it's a bit, you know what it is? I thought I had decent stand-up, like obviously in the MMA. See the boxing, it's a fucking whole new ball game. It is the legs and everything, and I'm a novice in boxing, like a full-on novice. I might have 7 pro MMA fights, but when it comes to boxing, it's a hard sport. So if it was to be down the boxing route, it wouldn't be until about summer next year, because yeah, there's a hell of a lot to learn. So like I say, I'm keeping my head down, I'm working, so if anything comes up, we'll be ready to take it.
I know you probably can't say too much, but does the boxing world intrigue you? Because we've seen MMA guys come over to boxing, we've seen boxing go over to MMA, and we've seen some guys from boxing, doesn't quite cut it in MMA, we've seen MMA guys come in boxing, not quite cut it. So there's the boxing side of things and the way the boxers train, and like I say, you've trained with Harlem Eubank and whatnot, but does that intrigue you in stepping through them ropes with the 10-ounce gloves on and just punching, that's all there is?
Well, that's it, you know what it is? You see, when I spar just boxing, I'm not looking at people kicking my legs, taking us down. It's just, I mean, you're still just watching hands, but it's still fucking hard. So when someone's hitting you in, like I say, yeah, it does intrigue us a lot. Like, it would be something I would love to tick off my list, whether it just be a one-off or a career. Who knows? But yeah, it's definitely something I'm going to be looking at in the future.
Well, I was going to say, you got anyone you want to call out just now before we get going? Be the first one to call somebody out?
There's a few YouTubers in America, that Logan and Jake Paul, that I keep shouting their mouth off, but maybe down the line. Let us get a couple of boxing fights in first before I call them out.
Well, when you do get your boxing licence, if you get your boxing licence,
Yeah.
you're only down the road from me in Newcastle, I'm coming down and I'll get that interview, that exclusive interview, if you don't mind.
You can be the first one to have it.
Thank you very much, and it's an absolute pleasure to meet you, my man, and stay safe and enjoy the fights.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, my man.
Cheers.
Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free impartial advice on all your debt.